Hi, and welcome back to Advice with Craig, where my dating and life experiences can help you. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about divorce and the effects on the family. I want to make this video for anybody considering getting a divorce, currently going through a divorce, or right after being divorced. I want to give you some advice in order to help you help your children through this incredibly difficult experience that they are going through. I want to start off by saying I'm not a therapist, I'm not a child psychiatrist, I didn't go to college for this. This is based off of real life experiences or talking with many other people about their divorce, the good and the bad, or even witnessing other people and their divorce, good and the bad. That's where this advice is coming from. There are so many different pieces of advice that I could give you, but in this video, I want to keep it to 6 different points. Number 1, don't fight in front of your kids. Listen, their lives have been turned upside down as soon as they heard those 4 words that changed their lives. We're getting a divorce. Now, if they're seeing mom and dad fighting in front of them, especially for the first time, if you were never a couple to do that, and now you're like, well, the gloves are off, we're getting a divorce, and you start fighting in front of your kids, that's even making things worse for them. For one, they're not used to seeing you guys fight, so please don't fight in front of them. Or even if you were a couple that would fight in front of your kids, remember, their lives have been totally changed and affected now. Stop making things worse. If you need to discuss things, go in a different room, but stop fighting in front of your children. Help relieve some of their stress. Number 2, don't make your kids pick a side. Don't say, in a roundabout way, you're either with me or against me. Do you want to be with mom or do you want to be with dad? They love you both. They want to be with you both. If it was up to your kids, they would still want mom and dad to be together. They don't want this divorce to happen. You're all that they have known their whole lives. So their world has totally changed and somewhat crumbled. And if you're saying, do you want to just spend your time with me, or do you want to be with her? Do you want to be with him? Don't make them pick sides. Try and make it as comfortable for your kids as possible. I understand that you could be very upset with your spouse who you're going through the divorce with. You could be angry at them, but don't use your kids as pawns and make them pick a side. Number 3, don't talk bad about your spouse in front of your kids. Again, I understand you could be very upset with them. It could be a very difficult divorce. But remember, that is still their father. That is still their mother. And if you are ripping them down and talking poorly about their father or their mother, they love both of you and they don't want to hear this. You are angry. I understand that. But you need to be the adult here and suck it up. Talk positively about the other person as much as you can, but at least don't be cutting them down and cursing them out, especially when they're not around. Number 4, don't turn your kids into spies. And what I mean by that is once the divorce happens and one spouse moves out and gets an apartment or gets a house or whatever, and you work out an arrangement and the kids go over there, whether it's the weekend or a week at a time, don't tell your kids to gather intel for you so you could use bad things against them, especially during the divorce, or try and find out new stuff like who they're dating and what they're like. You need to be an adult and show your spouse some respect. If you have questions, call them up and talk to them. If you have a question about who they are seeing, if you have any concerns, but don't stress your kids out by saying, okay, when you're over there this weekend, I want you to tell me this, look for that, do this for me. You know, is daddy drinking now? Oh, did mommy start smoking now? Don't be asking your kids to become spies. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with asking your kids after they spend the weekend or a week over at mom or dad's house how that experience was. You know, are you enjoying your new room? Are you doing your homework? Are you eating well? That is absolutely 100% fine to do that. There's no issues with that. In fact, you should both have enough respect for each other when one person moves out and gets an apartment or a house, that you should be able to go over there and see the new room that your kids will be in while they're away from you. That should be totally fine. And you should do that. So when they come home for the weekend or the week, ask them how their time was with dad, but not gathering information. So what's his new girlfriend like? What's her name? What did she do? And you're trying to gather any dirt. Please don't do that. You're going to stress your kids out. Like, I got to go over to dad's house this weekend, but, mom wants me to get all this information. So please don't turn your kids into spies. If you've got any questions, please call your ex and ask them. Number 5, don't use your kids as your therapist. If you have younger kids and let's say you pick them up from school and they're in the back all buckled in and you're driving home, don't dump all your problems on your kids. Talk about how bad the divorce is going, how bad your ex-husband is, calling them names, talking about how bad he was or any bad things that your ex-wife did. Oh, your mother was such a drunk and she got this DUI and all this kind of stuff. And the kids are in the back seat. They can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. They don't want to hear this stuff. So don't turn your kids into your therapist. You are an adult. You've got friends that you could talk to. You got family you could talk to. You could get yourself a real therapist. Even consider getting your children a therapist so they have somebody professional to talk to about the divorce. But don't turn your kids into your therapist and dump all your problems on them. Number 6, don't rush into a new relationship and then immediately introduce that new person to your kids. We all know there could be a wide range of reasons why a divorce happens. One extreme could be one of the spouses did something that's unforgivable and that immediately causes a divorce. All the way over to the other side, which could be, you know what? That couple fell out of love with each other over the years and they just drifted further and further apart. They still care about each other. They want the best for each other. But together they know that they're not happy. So they decide to get a divorce. So you could have two big extremes right there. And if you were unhappy for many years and the divorce happens and you both go out and you start dating somebody, what I'm saying is just because you find somebody new and exciting and you think that you're in love with them, take your time. Don't introduce them right away to your kids, because the fact that maybe you guys weren't happy in your marriage for several years, this is new to your kids. And when they see mom or dad with somebody new, that is absolutely devastating to them. So even though you're just like, wow, it's been so long since I felt this way, I feel amazing, I want to introduce you to my kids. Or the new person you're dating puts pressure on you to introduce you to your kids. Don't do it. You know your kids best. Take your time. Nobody should rush you in this situation. And if they are rushing you, that's a red flag right there. They might not be the right person for you. So don't let anybody influence you in that way. Take your time. Think about your kids. This is going to be devastating as soon as they see mom or dad with somebody new. Okay? So right there are 6 things that you can do in order to help make this divorce process a little bit easier on your kids. I just want to say, I know that I am extremely lucky with how my divorce was handled. I did not have bad experiences, and I give so much credit to my ex-wife on this, and I thank you. Not that she would ever watch this, but if she does, thank you very much. I know that I'm very lucky and blessed the way that we handled our divorce and how we handled it for our kids. And I've seen time and time again so many terrible divorces and where the kids were put in the middle and dragged through terrible, terrible situations, and I don't want to see that happen. So I wanted to give you some advice in order to help you help your kids through this very difficult time. That's all I got for now. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. It does help out the channel. I want this channel to grow so we can reach more people and help more people. Please comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Thank you very much for watching. Share this out with anybody you think could benefit from this information. Thank you once again. Have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye now.